All right, so if you're new to Apex, my name's Jacob, and after 6 years on a carnivore diet, there's nothing that appeals to me more than a big fat juicy steak. But sometimes you kind of want to spice it up a little bit. You want to add some variety to your diet, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. So I'm going to make a gigantic mound of meat. You can call it what you want. You can call it a pizza, you can call it a carnivore pie. It's just a massive pile of meat. And that's what I'm going to share with you in this very special video. All right, so what I have in front of me, I have one chicken leg quarter. All right, I've got a lot of meat on this plate right here. So this is local chorizo, and the reason I buy local stuff is because there's no artificial crap in here. It's just all plain ingredients. I have some local sausage, local ground beef. Actually, all of this is local stuff. So I've got some beef fat trimmings. I have some deer heart, which I source myself. I have some deer kidney, and I have some deer meat and some chicken liver, and that should be about it. So I'm a huge fan of grinding stuff up. I'm gonna grind some of this up. I'm gonna debone my chicken leg quarter, grind that up. That's gonna actually be my base or my crust of my carnivore pizza. And then I'm just basically gonna mound all this meat on top. And the great thing about this is that number one, it tastes phenomenal, but number two, you can make this however you want. So if you wanna put cheese on there and make it an official pizza, you can do that. I'm not doing dairy right now, so I'm not doing cheese, but you can use any kind of meat you want. You can put egg on there. You can do anything. The sky's the limit. Let your imagination run wild and make this however you wanna make it. This is what I'm going with tonight. So I'm gonna debone this. I'm gonna grind it up in my Ninja, which I have right back here. And once I get everything ground up, it's gonna go in the air fryer, probably about 20 minutes at 370, give or take. All right, so first thing first, I'm gonna debone my chicken leg quarter. And the reason I like to use chicken leg quarter is because it has the skin on there, which equals fat, and it also makes things stick together very well. Now, as you can see, this baby is slightly frozen, which is exactly how I like to debone my chicken leg quarter because it makes it super freaking easy. So I'm gonna get this baby deboned, and I'm gonna grind all this meat up. And again, this is gonna be my crust or my base. If you wanna make this into an official crust, you can mix it with some cheese, whatever cheese is your choice. And then you can actually flatten it out on some parchment paper, which I have right here, and you could put that in the oven and kind of pre-crisp it to make it into an actual crust. I'm not that fancy. I'm just gonna throw it all on a pile. I'm gonna put it all on a pile, roll it out on that parchment paper, and it's going in the air fryer just like that. After I stack my meat on there, of course. All right, first one going in. I just throw these chunks in here, fill it up about halfway or so, leave some space at the top, and grind it in my Ninja. That's what I love about Ninja, because you can use a meat grinder, but man, Ninja is so fast and there's so little mess, and the cleanup and stuff is so easy. I mean, I love my Ninja. The only problem with it is that it's plastic. Plastic's not ideal, especially when you're blending stuff up, because there's probably microplastics in there, but pick your battles. It's very convenient. Now, I'm a huge fan of grinding up meat, so I'm also gonna grind up my deer. All right, time to roll up my sleeves a little bit. It's getting messy in here. Probably should have done this to start out with. All right, so for the rest of this stuff, I'm just going to cut it up into really small pieces. So I've got my beef fat trimmings here. And I get all this stuff local. Everything you see here is local. Either I source it myself or I get it from my local butcher shop. So for these beef fat trimmings, I'm just gonna cut these into small little sections so I can put them straight on top. I'm a huge fan of fat. This meal is gonna have CoQ10, it's gonna have manganese, it's gonna have magnesium, vitamin C. It's gonna have everything. Everything you could possibly need as far as nutrients goes, it's gonna be in this meal. And it's in its most bioavailable form. So here's my chicken liver. This is probably like an ounce, maybe a little bit less. It's been a while since I've had liver, so I'm gonna include a little bit tonight. I don't overdo it on liver, but I do like to have it on occasion. And my chorizo, my local chorizo, and I will just cut this up just in like little coins like pepperonis. Honestly, it's basically how this is going on. All right, so everything's processed. It's time to build this mound of meat. All right, so let's do that. So here's the way I usually like to do this. I take my chicken on my parchment paper and I just flatten it out. I use my hands. I'm not fancy with it. Get dirty. Use my hands. This is how we used to do it back in the day. And I try and get it as thin as I possibly can. That way it cooks through very easily and very well. All right, I got my chicken flattened out here. Now, you do have to be kind of mindful of how big you make this thing because it does have to fit in the air fryer. So hopefully this baby fits because this is a massive chicken leg quarter. All right. So the next thing I'm going to put on here, I'm going to do my ground venison. I'm just going to sprinkle this right on top. And again, you can make this however you want. You could put, whatever. I mean, if you want to spice it up even, if you want to put some Italian herbs and stuff on there, if you're into that kind of stuff, you can absolutely do that. I'm a very simple guy. I don't need a lot to make me happy. So I'm just putting meat on mine. But by all means, if you handle spices well and you want to spice it up, put some garlic on there, some, onions, whatever. You could put whatever you want on this thing. But this is going to be much, much better and much healthier than pretty much any kind of pizza you're going to buy in the store, especially one that has a crust and all kinds of artificial ingredients, additives, preservatives, and all that crap in there. All right, so I'm gonna throw some heart on here. All right, and then my kidney. Got my deer kidney here. All right, let's do some ground beef. My chorizo I put on last because it does get kind of crispy on top because it's so fatty. And it is really freaking good. Local sausage. There's a little bit of sage and stuff in here. Again, no additives, no preservatives, just a little bit of spice. That's all it is. Smells amazing too. You can get Italian sausage and put that on here. I've actually done that before. If you can find a real clean one that doesn't have a bunch of artificial stuff in there, also fantastic. Gives it more of the pizza vibe. I mean, this is probably about 3 pounds here, and I'll probably end up eating this whole thing. If not, it'll be close. All right. There it is, ready to go in the air fryer. Very simple. The prep time on this, I mean, this is only taking me about maybe 10 minutes tops. And it's ready to cook. It's gonna be about a 20 or so minute cook, maybe a little bit longer because it's very, very thick. But we'll pull it out 20 minutes, see how it looks, and then go from there. All right, so here it is in all its glory. Ready to go in the air fryer. It's a lot of meat right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this has to be at least 3 pounds. This is a lot. It's gonna be a massive meal. All right, so in the air fryer we go. I'm just gonna drop this thing right in there. Hopefully it fits because this is freaking massive. Oh yeah, it's gonna fit. All right, so you do want to kind of trim this off if it's sticking up because it will get caught up in here, at least in mine anyway, and it will burn the ends. So I'm just gonna cut that off. And then it's gonna be ready to go. Very quick and easy. All right. There it is in all its glory. Air fryer ready. Pop this baby in. 370, and we'll do 20 minutes starting out. See how it looks. All right, it's been 20 minutes. My buzzer just went off. I'm gonna see what this looks like. Moment of truth here. Freaking amazing. It's perfect. All right, so here we are. Got it pulled out of the air fryer. As you can see, it is swimming in fat, which is what I love to see. I'm actually gonna drain that off, but this thing's ready to eat. All right, so let's see if I can drain this thing off without making too much of a mess here. Usually I like to get a little pocket going here and then just kind of drain it into a bowl if possible, which is going to be kind of hard to do, but there we go. Oh yeah. That's a lot of fat. A lot of fat. Some of that's liquid too, so I'll put that in the fridge. let it solidify, and I'll use that to cook with because it's going to have some of that chorizo spice in there. All right, so the next big feat is getting this moved onto a plate from the parchment paper, which actually isn't as hard as what you would think. It's just a matter of kind of sliding it off. Slide it off here. Oh, that's it. It's roughly the same size of a plate. So, pretty freaking big. And there's a little bit of blood still coming out of there, so it's a little bit rare, probably in the middle here, but I'm good with that. I don't have a problem eating rare meat. All right, so this carnivore mound of meat is ready to eat, and I'm gonna grub out on this thing. I'll probably end up eating the whole thing. I'm really looking forward to it because it smells freaking amazing, looks amazing, and if you've never tried this, you know, if you're looking to spice it up, I would go for it. I mean, carnivore doesn't have to be fancy, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's a very, very simple way of eating, but if you want some variation and you want something a little more exciting, this is the way to go. So hopefully you like this, and as you can see, you know, you can make carnivore a little more exciting and still keep it simple because this is very, very simple. Prep time was very short, and the product, the end result, is absolutely fantastic. So let me know down in the comments below if you end up trying this out, and if you do, let me know how it goes and let me know what you think about it. And if you've never made them, I also make carnivore hot pockets, which is absolutely phenomenal. Is actually, I think, better than this. And if you want to see how I make my carnivore hot pockets step by step, click on this video right here.